Ditch Diggers season 12 episode. I have no idea. Yeah.
Ditch diggers appear and ain't no wannabes here with some not so nice advice for your writing career. To be clear, no punches will be pulled, but the punch may be spiked. How they like before they get on the mic. To my left we got the mighty Mer Lafferty, and if I piss her off, believe me, she'll come after me. And her co-host Ursula Vernon on the right, yeah, she's burning to recite a slime mold speech tonight. So settle in, folks, buckle in and boot up. Time to meddle in a way to make you writers shut up. It's hard work, but the perk is that it's fun and exciting. Facebook will still be there when you're done writing. Ditch Diggers! Ditch Diggers!
Coming to you live from the Ditch Diggers Museum of Ancient Lingerie, it is the Ditch Diggers with Mer Lafferty and Ursula Vernon, aka T. Kingfisher. How are you, Ursula?
Woo! I am good. I am not wearing ancient lingerie at this moment.
Me too. Go us. That's a great start to the day already. But
so how is life in the land of ditch digging, Mer?
Life is fairly good. I turned in a big heavy edit to my novel, and of course this was about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and I've been recovering from that, but also kind of thinking about all the other things I could have changed or should have changed, which is a fun feeling. And I'm worked so hard and so focused on it that I honestly have no idea the quality. So I'm thinking it's gotta be shit. But on the other hand, I've done this before. I'm a professional writer. It might not be shit, but it feels like it's gonna be shit. So, I'm in that sort of headspace. But I've been working on a new, completely unrelated short story, and I'm trying to decide which long-form thing I'm going to spread out to about 20,000 words to send to my agent and go, please sell this.
There you go.
I attended Congregate last weekend, which was a nice time, except for we had one moment where I carefully, ADHD, I try to be careful about stuff like this. I looked at my schedule and I made a little Canva graph for it, and I put it up so Patreon people could see it. Like, here's where I'm going to be at Congregate. I didn't know if anybody listening or on the Discord would know, but at least I put it up there. And it said I had a thing at 5:30. And then at the con, I was looking at my name tag, and it said that panel was at 2:00. And I thought, that's weird. So I pulled up the online schedule, and it wasn't there at all. And so I went up to Concom, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Please help. And they looked to another online schedule, and it was there, but it was 5:00. I would say long story short, but I'm probably not. I'm probably past that moment. When I got there, nobody came. Nobody at all, except for my other panelist. And, we waited the 15 minutes, and we were doing the whole, who's moderating? Are you moderating? I don't think I'm moderating. I'm not sure. And then he's like, okay, well, let's look at the description of it. From what I remember of the actual panel, it said, basically going from audio to video to more, just basically making more neat stuff online in different media. Except the actual lengthy description of it ended with, and AI tools. So I'm kind of glad the panel never happened, because I would have said a lot of bad words.
Sometimes these things work out.
Yeah, they did. They did. So, I'm good now. Yeah, so that's my ditch digging. Your ditch digging is much more entertaining. So I was getting very fun texts from Ursula and her husband while they were in Spain, hearing interesting drunken reports of hanging out with a lot of famous authors. So tell us about how Spain was.
Yes, this is the Celsius Festival in Avila, Spain, which, if you ever happen to be invited, I recommend it highly. It was lovely. And I did get extremely inebriated and tell Chuck Palahniuk about hyena genitalia. Mm-hmm. So, which, is a thing that get me sufficiently drunk and I'll tell anyone. Also the Dungeon Crawler Carl guy, Matt Dinneman, who was lovely. And several other people Grady Hendrix. Anyway, there were audio-visual aids. It was a drunken evening, and Grady Hendrix wanted to speak to Evolution's manager. But got to see and fangirl at a lot of people whose work I admire. The Spanish fans are intense. They are great.
They were also probably jazzed because of the World Cup final.
Yes, in fact, on Tuesday, when they had the qualifier, whatever the hell it was, I had actually arrived and was in the bar and with the con organizers and Joe Hill, of all people, and they have the FIFA Cup on, and I don't know jack or shit about soccer, except that it's called football. But I was happy they were happy.
Right.
And they were very jazzed, and there was cheese. And it was all good. Not too many panels, just a lot of hanging out, and really one of the best simultaneous interpreters I have ever had the pleasure to work with or see in action. Dude was unbelievable. It's a panel, there's three of us, there's crosstalk, and he's just taking shorthand notes and then busts out, 5 minutes worth of dialogue with the crosstalk in 1.5 speed.
Wow.
It was amazing. The only time he glitched at any point was on my panel when he was translating what the interviewer was saying to me. And he was like, "Can you speak about Lovecraft and boobs?" And I'm like, what? Lovecraft and boobs. I'm like, I don't think so, no. Are you sure you heard that right? Yes, the interviewer. The interviewer proceeds spores. It was sporetas, not tetas. I'm sorry. Audience loses their shit. I'm just dying, I'm like, I got nothing. Okay. I can't, I can do, yeah. And, all right, next question. And,
we've got our, episode title now. So thank you.
Lovecraft and Boobs.
Boobs.
Yes. Yeah, but
awesome.
Man, a good simultaneous interpreter is juggling fire and chainsaws while reciting limericks. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
And then I came home, and I honestly have had kind of a hard time getting back in the actually being at work doing writing groove, because I went from Spain and then I had to turn around immediately go to Raleigh to have medical stuff, and then back here
just to see me. You did.
I did, yes, but also get a mammogram.
Oh, okay.
And also, incidentally, if the desk agent, when you're checking your bag, says, "And how are you today?" and you say, "I just got a mammogram 2 hours ago, so that's about how I am," you will get upgraded to first class frequently.
Wow.
Yes.
Does the gender of the check-in agent person matter?
I don't know. I've only tried it once.
Okay.
But
was it female person?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Still worth a try. Anyway,
yeah.
So, I'm having a real hard time getting back in the groove. I don't really want to be writing a book. Part of it is also that just wrapping a trilogy is, puts your brain in slush. But I have 9 days to finish the edits on this novel. So, the first pass edits. So, yeah, I need to get my ass in gear. And also I still have 2 more books due this year. So I should be working on that. Instead, I've been working on a completely different book that is not sold to anyone. I'm enjoying it thoroughly and also going, there's no way that this is not going to sell.
Well,
but
for one thing, it's you, so probably it is. But another thing you told me was that it was fanfic, so you'd have to do a lot.
No, I wrote a fanfic. Separately, I wrote I spent a month and wrote like 100,000 word fanfic, but because I was pissed off at the TV show what they did to one of my favorite characters. But no, this is a different thing that I've been working on, and it's only like 30,000 and some words that I'm working on for like the last month, which is sort of like, fanfic
that's the thing
inspired.
That's not going to sell.
I mean, it might. The problem is, Murrah, this is partly your fault.
What?
No, maybe it was Jim's fault. It was about elves. The thing about the elves. And, elves are supposed to be all we were talking at dinner about elves being all regal and whatnot. And I was like, I will write the fucked up non-regal elves. And so, I started writing the fucked up non-regal elves who have a really weird military. But if you live for 1,000 years, you can get really good at killing people. And so they're like this insane little nation state that of basically regal-looking psychopaths.
Do they smell bad? Because I've got that feeling of regal elves must smell amazing, and so if you've been like a little war state and been living 1,000 years, you probably don't care anything about what other people have to say. So unless you're concerned about the way your skin looks.
I'm sure they bathe regularly. They are a civilized people. They just happen to be insane. Well, not insane. They crazed xenophobic murderers, but,
Yeah. I know. I mean, I don't, but I'm with you here. I know you'll sell it for, and your fans will all go, what? It's Ursula? Yay! So you'll be good. You'll be good. So, one thing I wanted to ask you about the hyena genitalia. For those of you who don't know, at the 2019 Hugo after party, the last after party that George Martin hosted, because it was very bad once they hit the limit of people who could go inside and people who were left outside in the cold, and holding invites to this party they were invited to, and they got angry.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. It's just I feel very awkward telling a story from inside that party. It's like
yes.
So
many things went wrong. Yes,
many things went wrong, but I had been drinking and Ursula had been drinking, and I wanted to meet Joe Hill, but wasn't sure how to meet him. And so that's where the other mammalian genitalia came up. And of course,
well, no, what happened is you came over to me and said, Ursula,
I didn't think we needed.
You're awkward but charming, awkward but somehow charming. How would you go up and introduce yourself to Joe Hill? And I said, I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, that's right. And we found out. And so, of course, once you meet somebody you've admired a great deal, whether it goes well or poorly, it's going to loom large in your head. If it goes very poorly, that it will definitely loom large in your head. Once you forget, apparently, is that other person could also have been very drunk, and because I was nobody, unmemorable.
I think it was just the drunkenness.
You're saying he didn't remember me because he was drunk?
Yes.
So how do you tell someone? Do you remember this incredibly embarrassing thing? Did you bring it up and then tell him the details, or did you just find out he didn't remember and then run?
We were sitting next together at the FIFA thing, and he was like, Joe, I'm like, oh, yes, we met once before in Dublin. I was very drunk and told you about hyena genitals. And he's like, Dublin? That was a long time ago.
Oh, good. Okay.
I think he was there to support his wife, and he seemed puzzled. And I was like, cool.
He was puzzled that night, too. So cool. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So aside
You're off the hook, Murph. Although I maintain if he had remembered, you could at any point go up to him and say, hi, you may not remember me, but my extremely drunk friend told you about hyena genitals at the Hugo party, and strike up a conversation there.
All that tells me is that, hi, I and my much more interesting friend talked to you at a party at the Hugos, and she's not here right now, but hi, I am.
You have the chance to be fascinating, and, okay, I tried. Look, they kept making these things called black velvets that were Guinness and champagne, and they were really drinkable.
I don't even remember what I drank that night. I just know I did. Anyway, so about this podcast we do, I was going to talk about major left turn into being professional. Agents and ethics, because the Association of American Literary Agents has released an update to their canon of ethics, which I thought was interesting. So, a little bit about this organization. There is no professional organization that dictates what agents can and cannot do. You do not need to be a member or get approved or anything if you want to be an agent.
So anybody can say they're an agent.
Yes, absolutely. But it makes you look better if you actually follow there is this organization and you can get membership, and having membership makes you look a little bit better than the guy who just scratched some chalk off a whiteboard. No, we wouldn't do that. Scratched some chalk off a chalkboard and then wrote, Billy, literary agent, come inside. So they talk a lot about things like, we know that we talk about here. You should not pay an agent. An agent gets a certain percentage, usually 15%. It goes into a lot of details.
You do not pay them up front.
Right.
Yeah.
You pay them with the money that you make. Interestingly, they must have 2 bank accounts, because they're the bank account for for their money, and then the money that the client earns. And so when
because
they write
frequently
me a
the money
check,
goes through. Yeah,
it's not
the money will
like,
pass through the agent.
Right, but it's they put my money into a separate account, and that's where the check is cut from, not their main whatever business account.
The standardized royalty rates usually they can or not royalty but standardized, they can take like 15%. That if they take more than that, all the other agents go, excuse?
Yeah, it's 15 for domestic and 20 for foreign and usually film rights. Film rights are a little weird depending on who they're working with to secure those rights. But that's what my experience has been. Is that yours 20 and 10 or 15?
I think so.
Okay.
Like I get the film rights so rarely that I can't say I've memorized the number.
Oh, they actually have a flow chart to make it even clearer. Okay, so what they changed is, we said you don't pay agents. Well, a lot of agents, not all of them, but a lot of them will take your book, their clients' books, and they will help you edit it in a way that they think it will sell. And then after they're happy with your edit, they send it out to all the editors they know who they think might go for it. But you don't pay them for that edit. Now, an agent can take work from a non-pre-existing client to do either editing or publicity for you, which mainly we're talking about self-pub. So I thought it was like if I wanted to do a self-pub, I could get my agent to take care of it and I would pay him. But that's not the case because I got a flow chart right here. So is the
basically I think it's an agent can work as an editor.
Yes, that's. I was going to go through the flow chart.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, is the author a pre-existing client? Yes. No, you can't. You cannot offer separate paid editorial services to your existing clients. Has the author reached out to you? Anyone
claiming to be an agent who is like, if you pay me $500, I will edit your manuscript and represent it. Take a step back and squint.
Yes. But no, if the author is not a client, you may continue. If the author has to have reached out for editorial services, not agenting services. So it's like if they think that your book is not good enough for them to sell, but they're like, hey, I'll edit it for you and you can self-publish it or something, that is not okay. So it's got to be a non-client approaching the agent for editing services. And they have to make it absolutely clear that they're not representing you, they're just editing. Have you shown a copy of the paragraph 8 of the AALA Canon of Ethics? So they're even referencing back to their own thing. So yes, it's very clear. There's a whole flowchart on the site. I'm really interested. I read about this afternoon, so I haven't had a chance to ask my agent or Jen Udden, who I'm still in contact with as a friend, what they think about it. But on the surface, it looks okay. I just say it so uncertainly because, like when iTunes or Patreon or something change something, they all make it sound really good. And it takes somebody else to look under the hood and go, no, this is bad. They're screwing you right here. So I'm curious what you think, Ursula.
I have no strong opinions. I think it's my only concern is there are so many things to hear about. My agent said if you want me to represent this, you have to go pay this other editor to do it. And I'm like, let's make sure they're not just cutting out the middleman. But as long as that's not happening, and it sounds like they're working to prevent that, I think it's all fine. Okay. I'm sorry. I may be the only one dumb here and everybody listening is just on the same board. Can you go through that as long as the agent is not, I got mixed up at who was saying what to whom. Okay. So frequently I have heard stories of agents saying, author, this book is whatever. Their client or somebody else? Someone who has approached them with a book, a submission, and saying, why don't you go pay this person for edits? And that always struck me as iffy. Yeah. And frequently is iffy. And so long as they're not just cutting out the middleman on that one, then it's fine. Then, if it's whatever, I'll edit this other book on the side. The thing where I'm only concerned is, you must pay me for editing and now I will represent you kind of thing. And it sounds like they're working to head that off. So yeah. And this is all somewhat abstract for me because I've been with my agent for so long that, she's outlasted, husband, several states, and most of my clothes. So, Yeah, and cancer. And your your child children's book career and your adult career and Yep. Although the children's book career is not entirely dead in the water, I seem to have 2 more children's books coming out next year. Who knew? Really? Yeah. You're still writing them? Or is this something they've been sitting on? They were sitting on one, and then, Dial was sitting on one, and then another one that I had sold to Tor after a point where this reads so YA that we are afraid you are going to get pigeonholed as a YA author. So why don't we send it over to one of their middle grade imprints, and it was fairly easy to scale down, and then it was a middle grade book and everything was fine. And I don't know. I'm like, sure, great. The book had been written for years, so it's fine.
Do you think you're going to have to do any publicity, like school visits anymore?
I have stated on several occasions that I cannot, for health reasons, do school visits anymore.
That's right, you can't.
Yes.
Hey, cancer helped you out in anyway, didn't it?
It did. And also the fact that I just can't be arsed not to swear any longer.
Yeah, I get that. I do. So I think this. I'm going to be interested to see what agents are going to be hanging out the shingle to say. Also, editorial services. Like you said, getting agents to do like a finder's fee for another agent seems a little dodgy. So I'm curious if they're going to be not doing that. But yeah, if you are doing an agent hunt, make sure to look to see if you're in the U.S., I should say, or you're trying to get a U.S. agent, look to make sure they're a member of the AALA, I believe. Trying to think if I feel like there's somebody I interviewed in the past who was not a member and their reason made sense, but I can't remember what it was. So I just could be making this up in my head. But Canon of Ethics Revised 2026. You can see what agents are expected to do and not do. And, be ethical and all that. So what else is up with you, Ursula? What's going on?
Not much. I mean, I'm sitting here in the house trying to edit a book, and I don't have to go anywhere for a little bit. No, wait, when was my next thing?
You told me the other night it was Worldcon.
I did. Actually, the next thing is on the 8th of August, I am flying out for one day only to do one panel at a library in Thousand Oaks, California, and they offered me money.
Wow.
And I was going, okay, it's not that I really want to take an entire day and a half or whatever it's going to be to fly to California just for one panel, but on the other hand, if I turn down the money, my ancestors for 1,000 generations will rise up out of their graves and beat me.
They will.
So, yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Also, your husband of one generation might have an opinion, too.
Not really. He's he'd be like, you don't want to go? Okay.
That's true. So let's talk about Worldcon. We will both be there. We have both received tentative schedules, but we are not allowed to talk about them until the 29th, I think. But I will say, I believe there is a live podcast tentatively scheduled. We'll see. But if you're going to Worldcon, keep an eye out for that. I've got a lot more things than I expected, which is kind of cool.
Same.
Well, you're the Toastmaster. How can you be surprised that you have a lot of stuff to do?
Well, they put me on panels and stuff that I didn't expect, and that's totally fine. I don't mind being on panels about regenerative agriculture or whatever, but I'm just on panels about regenerative agriculture.
Huh. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I assume whoever put you on it has heard your opinions of potatoes.
Indeed. They probably, wanted to, I have no idea. I am happy that there is a large block of protected time for guests and finalists.
Yes. Oh my God, finally.
Yeah, that's just like, this is so you have time to get ready for the Hugos.
Yeah, I think last year I had a 6 o'clock, either a 5 o'clock or a 6 o'clock panel before the Hugos.
Oofta.
I'm not even that girly needing of gussying up, and yet you're still not giving me a lot of time here. But luckily, this Worldcon has realized that we try to dress up for that, so we need a little time.
Yeah. Honestly, I have handed over a lot of scheduling to my lovely assistant.
That's true.
AKA my husband, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
And so, which is wonderful because I have such a bad sense of time that I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And now he is like, you have to be here at this point. Okay, sounds good. And I think I need to have another call with the Hugo ceremony people who want to do something and are concerned about something. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I cannot rehearse from here. It's we don't have access to the place. So
right. So well, tell us what the Toastmaster is going to do. What you're getting ready to do.
I will.
I think you can say that.
Yeah, I will be emceeing the Hugos, and I will be at opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies. I will not be doing the costume contest or the masquerade. They asked me if I wanted to. I said I would rather chew ground glass, so everyone was happy. I can't judge people's costumes. I'm sorry, I cannot. I feel horrifically guilty. I also don't critique people's work for the same reason, because I do not want to tell people they have done badly or whatever. I cannot do that. It is not my skill set. Mm-hmm. So I do not do these things.
Yes.
Also, there was an incident where someone. Sometimes the masquerade people have like little sort of skit things, and someone wanted to, who was like the goddess of death, came on stage and was going to chase me until I screamed, and then the lights went out. And so I was like, okay, sure, that sounds easy. She comes on stage, I take a step back, I scream, nothing happens. I take another step back, I scream, nothing happens. The problem is that, and then finally there's this blood-curdling scream, and the lights go out right before I fell in the orchestra pit. I didn't actually fall, but that was going to be the next step back. And screaming well is a skill.
Mm-hmm.
I sound like a Muppet being throttled.
Oh.
And fortunately, one of the con people who was there was a professional haunted house worker and could do a straight up blood curdling scream. And she was like, yeah, I realized you were going to die by falling in the orchestra pit. So I stepped in, screamed. I'm like, thank you. You could have done that sooner. Anyway, the point is that I don't MC things like that. But the Hugo Awards I'm looking forward to. I need to collect an exciting array of horrible animal facts.
You collect as if you don't already have them?
I need to curate an exciting array of animal facts.
Yeah, that's more likely. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that herring communicate by farting?
That makes a certain Junji Ito book I read make a little bit more sense. It's still not scary, though. Yeah, and this man can make swirls, spirals, that's what I'm looking for. Spirals scary, but he tried to do rotting, farting, floating fish as something to be scared of and did not work.
They can't all be gems.
I know. I try to say that to myself when I'm making stuff. Well, I think there was a question about how many pets you're working with now.
How many pets?
Yeah. I'm looking for it.
We got 4 cats and a dog.
Okay. And are they liking Albuquerque as well?
Yes, the house has heated floors, which they think is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Wow. I'm kind of with them.
It's pretty cool, except that it also has these massive windows, which, again, very cool, but it heats up a lot.
Yeah.
Very quickly at certain times of year, and I'm like, we don't need the underfloor heating. I'm going to roast.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I've talked about all of my things. Is there anything else you want to bring up about ditch digging or agenting or anything else?
Nothing that is coming immediately to mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to get one more podcast done before Worldcon this year. And
hopefully, yes. I should be good.
Yeah, you can find me at merverse.com, and if you search for Mer Lafferty and podcast, you'll find pretty much anything I've worked on. My other podcast is I Should Be Writing, and it turns 21 next Saturday. Not this coming Saturday, but
oh my God.
Yeah.
Your podcast is old enough to drink.
Yep, it is. I don't really know how to commemorate that, but I'm going to try. So that is August 8th or 9th. I can't remember. I think it's the 9th. Anyway, and my latest book is Infinite Archive, and it is out on all the shelves and all the ebooks and audiobooks and all that. So yeah, you could find me. Where can we find you online, Ursula?
Let's see. Blue Sky is T Kingfisher is where I'm actually likely to respond. Website Red Wombat Studio, and I have a book coming out at the end of August called Daggerbound that is the sequel to Swordheart. And also, if you happen to be at Worldcon in Anaheim, I'm the Toastmaster. So
yeah,
as we mentioned, so I'll be around.
All right. Well, thank you guys for showing up live. If you want to see us live, we kind of try to shoot for every other Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We don't always make it, but the best way to know is to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MightyMer, and then you'll get a message. In theory, Twitch will send you a message when we go live. So, thank you guys. This podcast was produced under Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives License. Music provided by Devo Spice, devospice.com.
Ditch Diggers!
This is a free podcast brought to you by the kindness of our patrons. If you would like to also be kind and a patron, go to patreon.com/MightyMer.